And it all comes down to this, almost, as we head into the second semifinal, the second game of which it was a $500 cup with a Wild Rift Tournamente. Ravish hitting a joint here by Annie Farr. Bro, your fam, my brother, they don't stop throwing these curveballs at us because we thought we was done with all these new champs. Nah. They're bringing out more.
Yes, they are. It's the second game of a best of 3, which means they can't bring the same champions they brought last time. We see the Olaf switching sides, the Camille switching sides, Kaisa, Lulu, another unique enchanter coming out here this time for Kismet. Let's see if the Lulu can make wonders. Camille Galio is a combo that's very interesting to see, but on the other side, Yasuo has it all. Let's see if he can really wear the crown for Raven Gaming, or if this carry is going to be too easy to be brought down by a single Hextech ultimatum.
I mean, I'm personally really sad that we're not going to see just an ASOL matchup into him too, but yes. What we're seeing so far, though, it's the Galio pick. Now, in PC League of Legends, Galio doesn't do too hard against the Yasuo. Like, early on, he's okay, but, like, you know, as you get throughout the game, Yasuo becomes good, I believe, is the word I'm gonna kind of hit on there, too. Like you mentioned, all that setup on his back end, which is something that we actually saw from, I believe it was BYG in game number 1 for the semis, too, but unfortunately not working on their favor because you saw how oppressive the opponents were, but right now for Raven Gaming, it is all or nothing here. A shot at the finals and a possibility to go to game number 3, all this writing on it.
Yeah, Galio doesn't do too hot into AD matchups. He has mostly magical shields and resistances, but he doesn't really care about the wind wall. He can just go around it with his Winds of War, so that should be good enough for the Galio to hold on. And let's see if the Yasuo really pops off this time. He does have a Malphite. He does have a Vi, a Braum. They all have very good knockups for him to make use of. Unfortunately, there's no Wukong this time, no Rakan, but still, the Yasuo has everything he needs to succeed, except the 0 deaths, at least yet.
Aha, that's the biggest thing here. Which, you know what? It's almost like counterintuitive, the fact that a wind wall can't stop another wind thing.
Right? They're just opposite currents. It's just as right?
Wow, it's, you know, by the way, this is like a complete side note. One thing I learned recently is within how like oceans warm up, like because there's like all these currents come from the North Pole and the South Pole like warming down and below, which happens like all year round, which is why in the winter the water is warmer and then why in the summer the water is cooler because the cold winds from the south are coming up. It's a whole thing. It was like super cool.
I'll pretend I understood. But good on you, buddy, for knowing that. Or I'm sorry for that, whichever. Anyways, moving on. We see the Kismet do have favorable matchups on the side lanes, at least. The Kaisa Lulu are very, very strong. They have a lot of range that they can abuse of in the laning phase. Of course, Lulu isn't the greatest at laning. She is very much so a team fighting support, a counter engage tool. Not really a poking enchantress, but at the same time, in the top side, the Camille has a pretty free matchup to deal with. Right now, Omen goes for the invade, though.
Gets caught out right at the beginning instead, so we'll even get one Krug out of it instead. Now, Whiffle will actually take the aggro instead. Okay, manages to take all the gold and we'll just run out. Okay, but I respect the intent, but this gives away a lot of Omen's pathing, so they should know where he is, possible Raptors, but can they punish it? I highly doubt it.
Oh, not at all. I mean, Zach almost suffered to it, but he has no mana. He has nowhere to get out, but it doesn't really matter. I guess Omen really didn't have any follow-up to that. And in the meantime, Easy Clap does get the Krugs on the other side, and a kill, maybe?
Good. Slow, though, but no, Ignite also lands onto him, but Sleeper should be fine, because he has the Honey Fruit on his side as well, so go follow up there.
Oh, the Yasuo is almost dead. Another Ignite coming down, and it's like these Ignites are really not dealing much damage at this point in the game. They're just not enough to finish off both kills in mid lane, in Baron lane, and eventually, I guess the first Drake will once again decide it all. And it's an Infernal.
I honestly, I actually disagree because we saw, considering for the previous game, the first trick decided almost nothing.
Well, that's boring.
But you know it won't though, bro. Like, look at these two teams, man. They're playing macro. They don't want to fight, quote unquote. Consistently, they will play around objectives. They won't necessarily fight around nothing at all, or. Exactly. It's like they know how to, manipulate waves and like work around their advantages. It's a really crazy concept. It's coming to this new game, Wild Rift. I really hope we can see it somewhere PC form as well. That's me though.
Can't wait to see how Black Camel completely throw that out the window and just but we're not there yet. We're still in the semifinal, and either of these teams can honestly make it out. I guess Kismet, they aren't very explosive, so they did give a chance for Raven Gaming to come back in the first game. So right now, Raven Gaming have the onus to start the team fights. They can be the starters with this Yasuo, with all the team fighting tools that they have currently. But of course, Kismet do have the disengage on the Lulu. They do have the pick potential with Galio and Camille. Let's wait to see what they do with it.
Right now, as immediately go in, knock up onto unstoppable start, but a lot of damage onto him too. A lot of advantage. Autos as well at the back. Ignite's gonna leave him alive for a little bit longer, but the Hextech to made him out on so many different people. As he got slowed up to Lulu alive, the Wild's gonna keep her A-okay and topped up, but the rest of the team will fall around her.
Raven Gaming do get the best out of this fight because the Olaf just really couldn't cut it in that back lane. He got killed very early on, but now Kivo and Wiffle are really trying to give them a run for their money. I guess Kivo isn't healthy enough for this.
Unfortunately, not the Kivo at the back because it puts out some of the spikes, but won't really matter. Wiffle, instead speeding himself up instead of the ADC. How could you? He believed in you.
He really tried to make that polymorph work. For those of you who aren't familiar, who come from a different video game like the normal League of Legends, Lulu's W is a skill shot in this game. It just stays on the floor, and whoever picks it up, if it's a foe, they just become a squirrel, as you would think. And if it is an ally, they do get that speed up. Unfortunately, the Lulu did not have range over the wall to give that to his AD carry, and Kivo does end up just dying over that the dragon. 4 kills to 1. Raven Gaming are starting to build up a lead, and they might very well take this lead into the Nexus and see where the third game will take us. But for now, still too early to conjure.
Indeed it is. Certainly, we don't want to call anything from any team as of yet, which, some people believe that first Drake decides it all, but I don't know, I would tend to disagree. But considering right now the first Rift Herald as well might actually be really a significant indication as to where the game might be going, which is definitely a Raven Gaming's favor. Let the collapse onto the Kaisa under tower. She does have the support over the Lulu, but in some of the Rift Herald, this tower is no longer theirs.
Yeah, they're going straight to the top side, straight for the first turret this early, and Raven Gaming are just unforgiving. They're doing what Kismet could not. They are snowballing a lead. They are getting a lot of gold. But Kismet, look at the dragon lane. They have 2 people almost at the inhibitor.
Suddenly they just pushed us so far. They're deciding to just not punish it. It's taking these unfortunate trades for themselves. But Kismet fighting what they can on the back end. But all right, working out well. Split pushing is still alive. Let's go.
Wow, it apparently is. And Kismet once again showing us that macro is a real thing in Wild Rift. They do get 2 turrets for the price of 1, and that's why the gold hasn't completely ballooned out of existence in favor of Raven Gaming. Kismet are doing a way better job if they really want to come back in this game, and one good team fight can still be the X factor for them to really pop off in this game. Mob is trying.
Oh, good. Actually, good tornado as well at the back to just stop Mob from engaging or encroaching upon him, but right now, King Crown is able to get away to almost all because we'll try to reset, but maybe as he goes around. Gets a slow in. As ultimatum comes a little bit late too. Okay, but shot away. A lot of tower damage. One more auto should be able to do it, but no, the kite away.
I don't know if you saw what happened there, but Mob, first of all, he shouldn't have done that. Second of all, the way he did it is he used his second part of the Q, the true damage part of the Q, the actual part that matters of the Q, on the turret, and then his auto didn't deal damage to Renfro, and he ended up away. So I guess Raven Gaming get the best of that one. I guess Mob shouldn't be feeling too happy about what just happened right there, but he still has a chance to himself. He still is a Camille, and he still can keep split pushing to victory, as we see him do at this very instant.
Looking at the bot side, though, Omen as well, and along with the entire Raven Gaming squad, all holding up to Dragon right now. They get spotted up. Vision control still pretty even right now in the river, but much as they're setting up a bait, and knock up onto one already. Already so much as being put out. The Olaf, the jungler is dead. While Grip will not save him at all. Is it going out to Kai'Sa as well as 2 free kills, and now at the back, the Wiffle cannot get away. This Estrana is big. And Renfro, I know, gonna get so much in the back of his pocket. Dragon is theirs, but top set yet again. Camille still pushing.
I think this game will be exciting. Oh, Zach, why?
Oh no, at the back, can he get one back for himself too? Maybe no, he can.
No. I'm very confused as to the outcome of this game in general. I believe there will be a base race for the finish. Don't quote me on that. But let's see how it goes, because the Camille is very bent on just destroying the base while they're not looking. But the dragons are getting out of control. The team fights are getting out of control. And even though Kismet are losing all of this, they are still only 3k behind. This is not what we're used to seeing, and maybe, just maybe, this trade of objectives can very much favor the team that already has the match point in this series.
Yeah, considering that they're keeping both these side waves in their favor too, really, right now, the main thing that Raven Gaming can do is just try to just end ARAM down mid lane, which is exactly what they're doing so far right now. Malphite will be able to match the Camille top side, but considering he's not super techy as of yet, so Camille should still win out on the matchup until he's able to get full Bramble along with Sunfire for himself. But Yasuo's heading up there as well. That's a knockup, and suddenly they're dead. Oh, bye.
Bye-bye, Camille. And the Baron Asher could be on the menu, as Vi does start that. The teleport comes out from Malphite. He was already there. I believe that was a little bit of an unnecessary move, but now Crown completely isolated. He wants to fight.
He goes in, puts the wind wall at the back as they engage, and assaulted battery onto 2, knock up at the back 2, and engage the fissure. There's so much time to put on unstoppable, but they're already in. Clive is untouched the back a lot, because his entrance, knock up onto 3 more as well. How are they winning this fight? Killed instantly by Kivo own over the wall, doing so much damage. He's saving everybody. He gets a triple kill and the ace.
What a huge team fight by Kismet right then and there. Kivo was completely untouched. They did try to go for that backline, but no one could get through the Galio. No one could get through the peel that this Lulu offered until she died. And Kivo is the savior of the nation. Baron Asher for Kismet, the goal lead for Kismet, and Mob, you're doing God's work on those side lanes.
Consistently, bro. Even while his team is winning somehow, like a 3v5, almost like you're saying, man, my man just keeps pushing his lane, bro. He has one objective. He was hired for one job. His job description said one thing, and he said, I'm going to execute it to perfection, bro. I respect it, homie.
Yeah, and so far that's finally paying off, because that one team fight where the AD carry could pop off was really all that they needed for a confirmation bias. So Kismet are now in the driver's seat. They are completely in the lead, and the way they use these Baron minions can really decide how the rest of this game goes. The Dragon, still a ways away, less than a minute, but still a little bit far, and Raven Gaming are just ducking down, waiting for this Baron to pass, and trying to see if Kismet do not get this lead too far. Crown can be caught, though.
Should be okay because it's Yasuo along with the Lulu and Gali at the back, but like you're saying, Omen's dead at the backside because of the exhaust as well. And yeah, he's completely gone. Just thought a pot like a bubble to the small pool. Yordle didn't have a chance to get away as Tower in the mid lane as well, taken out, and Kismet for being down so much are not threatening the Nexus.
Yeah, because if they didn't open, oh no, the Malphite dies right away. If they didn't open the map with Mob, this Baron wouldn't have done anything, and now they're on the Nexus. They could finish it right here.
They could so far, though, but the timers are short to start the back of it in just a couple of seconds. All they do is hit the Nexus, but Braum is almost dead too. Yet again, he's exhausted. Oh, Kiva's doing God's and Lord's work. Heroes are just in the back to save him, but not for much longer. He will die, and they do it. They just do it somehow. What do you mean?
I'm glad no one quoted me on that one, because it wasn't a base race. It was just a complete comeback from Kismet. It's just all happened so fast. I'm just unsure what to think.
Yo, what? How do you? Where did you? When did you?
Thank you. Okay, here we have the scoreboard, and Zach, I salute you. You were just the best mid laner, I guess.
Yeah, you know, like. Best mid lane wins, like 14-11, down a couple of kills. Items in Raven Gaming's favor, but they are now out of the tournament, and we will see a Kismet versus Black Camel's final. As we do load up all the replays for y'all. Maybe these replays can shed some light on what really went down this game here. My God.
They won't. Because as we can see, I mean, Kismet just really didn't stand a chance. They were just completely out of it in the team fight. Olaf runs in, does absolutely nothing, dies, and then in the middle of the team fight, Yasuo gets a huge combo. Everyone is already basically dead or in the process of dying, and it's just a huge fight for Raven Gaming as they go straight for the first dragon of the game. But what Kismet do as they spawn is not try to contest it. It's not try to get mid-prio for future objectives. It's just push the sideways. It's just, they almost got to an inhibitor over a Rift Herald on the other side of the map. And that all just culminated in a huge Baron fight. But before that Baron fight, we still saw Raven Gaming pulling on their weight on this next clip.
Yeah, because these two clips will definitely paint a picture of Raven Gaming just being in the lead here. Because even this one too, we see Yasuo at the back landing a huge knockout as well, and Olaf taken out on the backside while Growth couldn't save him, and Raven Gaming just look at this. It is 8-1, but the goal is only 1K apart, because you know one person you don't see here, Camille, because she's split pushing.
Exactly, Camille is just in another dimension right now, trying to win the game for Kismet. And spoilers, she does that exact thing, because coming into the third clip, it's just the culmination of all the work that Kismet have been putting throughout the entire match. They have been losing fight after fight, but they did not lose their convictions. They did not lose their confidence. And in the third clip, we can see that Kaisa, she just cleans house. She's never touched. The Lulu comes up huge when it comes to peeling for its AD carry, and the team fight goes Kismet's way, and from that point onwards, the Baron just has easy access to the enemy base.
This fight right here to set up a little bit of a Baron bait. Yeah, look at this. As Kivo was untouched for just so long, though. The chunk down to half that he was entrance to, knocking off so many people, making sure to peel and making sure that they can all stay alive. Even the exhaust has actually helped. It's just completely outplaying them. Really well done here. Bye.
Yeah.
Rebel says.
And that's when you just type 80 carry difference in the chat. But at the same time, if the team didn't peel for him, Kiva wouldn't be there. Kiva wouldn't be in that position. So it's just huge props for the entire team of Kismet and the way that they pulled through to get a spot in that very finals that we'll see right after the break. Take it away, Ravish.
Yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit. Bye.
Yeah, bye.